to another episode of the Chin Check series. Today, we're going to touch on the chin of Sergey Derevyanchenko. Yeah, Sergey Derevyanchenko. I remember when I first started watching him, I was having a hard time pronouncing his name. I was like, how do you, I used to be like, the Reverendchenko. I was just all over the place, but now I got it. Derevyanchenko. What a last name on that one, boy. But let's talk about the chin of Sergey Derevyanchenko. Now, as a fighter, Sergey Derevyanchenko's he's one of them fighters that um he's one of those good enough fighters. He's like one of those litmus test fighters, one of those fighters that they put like a lot of up and comers against to test them. Like he's like in the same category like a Matt Karlbov or something like that. But nonetheless, he gave a lot of these higher dudes some tough fights. Nonetheless, like he gave Triple G a tough fight. He gave Jamal Charlo a tough fight. As far as I'm concerned, I think he gave Charlo a good fight. You know what I mean? Let's talk about the record of Sergey Derevyanchenko. He started late, man. He's 36 years old. What is it with these guys over there in Ukraine? Or some of these dudes, like, and you don't hear nothing about him as far as this war. You hear everything about Lomachenko, you hear about Usyk, you hear about the Klitschko brothers, but you don't hear anything about Sergey Derevyanchenko. I wonder why. Yeah, he's 36 years old. He only has 17 fights. Jeez. I mean, he's out of his prime, so he's just right over his prime. So there's nothing great lying ahead for Sergey Derevyanchenko as far as we can see. But this is boxing. If he's still active, and who knows, man, it might be one of them flukes one day he knocks out a fucking a world-class elite champion and take his belt. That's happened before, so can't totally count him out. But the likelihood of him, ever really, being an elite champion and all of that, no, not in that sense, But let's talk about his wins. He has 13. His record: 13 wins, 4 losses, 10 wins by way of knockout. So he has good power. 58% KO ratio. Most of his fights was knockouts, and he has 4 losses, and he's never been stopped, like knocked out. He's never been knocked out. So that should tell you something about his chin, right? Only losses he came to last year was Carlos Adames, Jamal Charlo, Gennady Golovkin, and Daniel Jacobs. That's it. So let's talk about a few of these dudes that he's fought. We gonna keep it up to 2018 and up, man. Because those are the notable names really on this record, which is Danny Jacobs, Turano Johnson is okay, Gennady Golovkin, and Jamal Charlo. Those are like really the biggest names on this record, really. We go back a little further. Going way back, those is no names. He fought nobodies or lower level comp. Dude's 23-16. Dude 4-10. So he hasn't fought really a lot of world class competition. Sergey Derevyanchenko's record isn't really that spectacular given the amount of time he's been fighting. So let's talk about some of the dudes that he's been fighting as far as their power. All right, let's start from top and go down. Start with the last fight he had, Carlos Adames. He beat him in decision. Dude has power. I haven't even heard of this dude. He has power. He has 21 wins, 1 loss, 16 wins by way of knockout, 72% KO ratio. So he lost to him in the decision. Hi. Never seen that fight. I gotta go back and look at that fight. I haven't seen that. Gotta go back and check that fight out. Um, then Jamal Charlo, we already know what he bringing. That he's bringing pretty decent power as well. 68% knockout ratio, 32 wins, no losses, 22 wins by way of knockout. So 10 of his fights went to decision. So he lost to Jamal Charlo as well. Jamal Charlo considered a power puncher as well. So like that's pretty much two power punches right there. Then you got Triple G, Gennady Golovkin, definitely known as for his power. 41 wins, one loss, 36 wins by way of knockout. So, Golovkin dealing with serious power, 83% knockout ratio. And this dude, he couldn't even knock out Derevyanchenko. He dropped him, but he couldn't knock him out. Couldn't knock him out. He knocked him down in the first round. I believe the first round. Let me go back and check what round that was. Yeah, yep, I remember that. He knocked Derevyanchenko out down in the first round. That was it. Derevyanchenko swells up in damn near every fight. His eyes always swell up. That's the nature of Derevyanchenko's fights. But he took some shots from Triple G. He gave Triple G some work too. He actually hurt Triple G to the body. I don't remember which round it was. He hurt Triple G to the body. He hit him with the left to the body, and you saw Triple G wince and kind of curl up a little bit and backpedal. He hurt him. I always said Triple G's body, that's his weak point. But he hurt him. Never got knocked out. And Triple G's a heavy-handed motherfucker. Jamal Charlo, heavy-handed. Didn't knock him out. Triple G, extra heavy-handed. This Carlos Adams dude, they couldn't knock him out. So this one, this is not hard to even decide, like, to rate his chin, because look at his chin, man. He got one of those fucking Roblox chins, and like Lego, man. Like he got that Roblox fucking, like a Rubik's Cube, Ice Cube has chin is like a block, bro. Like a square fucking chin. So, and he's from those Eastern Bloc countries. You know how they are with their chins. They have good chins, a lot of them. So Derevyanchenko, he's fought a handful of power punches already, and his career is pretty much, I don't know how long he want to continue fighting, but he's fought a handful. He hasn't really fought a lot of. He doesn't have the best resume, but those four I just talked about, Danny Jacobs couldn't knock him out. Danny Jacobs got power. I forgot to talk about Danny Jacobs. Let me run the Danny Jacobs record real quick. Danny Jacobs, 73% KO ratio, 37 wins, 4 losses, 30 wins by way of knockout. So he only went to the card 7 times in his wins, man. So Danny Jacobs definitely got power. He got knocked out one time, and that knockout came out of hands of, I believe it was, what was that guy name, man? Oh, man. Sheesh. It was, I forgot his name, bro. Who knocked out Danny Jacobs again? It was the guy that retired, man. That was supposed to fight Triple G. I think that's who it was, right? Yeah, Dmitry Pirog. That dude. Yeah, he knocked him out in the 5th round. I remember that fight. That was crazy. That was way back when Danny Jacobs, like around when he's like about a few years after he turned pro, that happened, So Derevyanchenko should get all of our respect for being the warrior that he is. He's an excellent fighter, man, for what he is. He just don't have that. He just don't, he's a good enough fighter. He's one of those good enough fighters that can give you some problems and can potentially cause you an upset, but he just don't have it all the way. Just like he's like a Danny Garcia kind of dude, But he's a warrior, and his chin has been proven. So I would have to give the chin rating for Sergey Derevyanchenko an A. And I would have to say absolute A with it. I have to stamp it world class, man. He has a world class chin. Anybody could take those shots from Triple G and keep coming and then come back to hurt the dude in the fight. Yeah, gotta give him a stamp. We gotta stamp it with a world class. Can't just give him a regular A. Gotta stamp the world class on it too. So that is my rating for Sergey Derevyanchenko. What do you guys think of the chin of Sergey Derevyanchenko? Drop a comment, like, subscribe for more raw content. This is Rebel Life Boxing. I'll catch you later on the next one, and I'm out.